Welcome to Finding Your Why on Wednesday. Here's where we spend just a few minutes exploring some of the challenges that you guys are having when it comes to finding your why, being able to change when change is hard. I mean, that's part of why I'm here, is to really help you guys figure out what exactly are you having the biggest challenges with when it comes to your eating, your lifestyle, and the way you think, because 80% of this, 90% of this is attitude. And what I want to do is to help you exercise your attitude muscle one action at a time so that you can live the life you've always dreamed of. Hey, I'm Evan Messman. I am the Chief Gratitude Officer and the founder of Pro Attitudes, a health, wellness, and mindset coaching business. And today I want to find out where you guys are actually, where are you watching from? Can you just put that in the chat? Tell me the place, the city, and the town, the state, location that you're at. Put it in the chat. Great. Thank you. And let's talk about today what to me the biggest challenge today is. What are the biggest obstacles for people when it comes to change? I find that there are some people out there that just don't see the need to change. They go, it's not me, it's everybody else. Those kinds of obstacles, if you're ever trying to change somebody, just so you know, focus on yourself. The best way to help people change is to change yourself. But why is it so hard sometimes to change? Usually it's because we bite off more than we can chew. People try to do something and they expect to see results. When they don't get those results, they get disappointed, they get dejected, they get overwhelmed, and they go, why bother? And then all of a sudden, they're out there looking for the next big thing, the next diet, the next exercise plan, the next best training program to help grow their business, whatever it may be. They do the same thing over and over again. They get their hopes up. They embrace it. They get overwhelmed. And then they change and pivot to the next big thing. This is what I call the roller coaster riot of on and off. It's something you definitely want to get rid of in your life. Don't you agree? If you agree, give me a thumbs up. Well, how do you do it? Well, the first thing you need to do is get rid of expectations. Change happens slowly, by habit, day in, day out, week in, week out, the things that you can sustain. So a habit, by definition, is something that you do all the time. And because it's a habit, it doesn't take a lot of brain power. That's why we do it. We find things that will either keep us alive or help us procreate, and even sometimes help us thrive. Sometimes not, because we go for immediate gratification, and it becomes a habit because we learn through reward, right? You get that, oh, this is great. You get that dopamine dose, and now it reinforces those, what I call those neural pathways in the brain. Ooh, each time you do it, ooh, yeah, this is great. Ooh, yeah, this is great. You get this dopamine dose, and that reinforces it. Sometimes it's self-defeating. Like, for instance, an eating habit. Can you give me or share with me an eating habit that you know is self-defeating? It could be eating late at night. It could be eating in front of the TV. It could be finishing the bread basket or the tortilla chips when you go out to dinner. It could be cleaning your plate. It could be a whole slew of challenges. Share that with me in the chat if you can. And now let's try to take a look at those things and say, if I had a superpower that would be able to overcome those specific habits, what would those superpowers be? Just one superpower. I know a lot of you might be saying things like willpower, but willpower is motivation. And we don't want to focus on motivation because motivation's fickle. What do I mean by that? It means that Thanksgiving's coming up, right? Well, you're not going to be motivated to lose weight on Thanksgiving or to start an exercise program. But let's say that it's January 1st, New Year's. You're going to be plenty motivated. So it all depends on the situation. It all depends on the circumstances. So if we can eliminate motivation from the equation, let's think about another superpower. You tell me, what superpower do you have that could tackle late night eating? That's part of what I do, is I identify what your superpower is. So let's pretend that somebody really wants to change that eating habit. Well, what if they know that they're very, very persistent when it comes to accomplishing a goal at work? Okay, so we set out a specific goal of saying, okay, we're going to eat within a specific period of time. This interval that we're going to eat is when you're going to eat. We're going to start really small. Tell me what your interval is now, and we're just going to decrease it by either half an hour or no more than an hour. And that's all you need to do this week, is do it every day. Don't worry about late night eating. Don't worry about any of it, right? Just focus on that. Now, if that late night eating comes up and you go, uh-oh, I need to stop eating now because an hour from now when I'm probably going to want to eat, I'm not allowed to. That's fine. That's exactly what I'm asking. I'm asking you to consider the consequences, and I'm asking you to practice for 1 week. That's all I want, is that 1 week. Now, you think you can do that? Do you think you have that superpower to be, I would call that having grit and having perseverance? It's not that hard for 1 week to say, I can cut my eating by 1 hour. And then let's talk next week and see how you're doing. That's how my program works. I help people change one choice at a time. And what ends up happening is, once you have the ability to succeed in the first week, and then the second week happens and you're successful again with small, tiny changes, you build momentum. It's kind of like the snowball effect. And before you know it, amazing things are happening. But it all starts with one choice. Okay, that is my Finding Your Why. Finding Your Why would be this week, Finding Your Superpower. If you like this, join me next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Finding Your Why on Wednesday. Your Wednesday Why with Pro Attitudes, helping people choose healthy eating, healthy thinking, healthy eating, and healthy living, one choice at a time. Go make it a great week. I'll talk to you next week.